back to my verse. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, I'm actually really excited. I'm gonna try something out today, and I wanna just make a beat on the MPC One. I really don't have anything scripted. This is not really gonna be a tutorial video, but what I am gonna do is I'm gonna make a beat with you guys and just kind of go over on how I make a beat on the MPC One. So kind of like my workflow. So I will be talking here and there and letting you guys know just how I go from start to finish and why I choose certain settings on the MPC One or certain sounds. I hope this beat comes out good. If it does, awesome. If it doesn't, then you know, cool, whatever. I'm still gonna put it out anyway. So let's jump right into it and let's get started. Okay, so usually when I start a beat on the MPC One, I usually like to set my tempo either at 85 beats per minute or 90 because that's kind of where I work at most of the time. And also, I like to start with some drums. The drums that I select starting with, they're just basic drum loops. They're nothing too complicated, nothing too complex. I just like to have some drum breaks going on so it could kind of get the flow going for me while I'm playing certain samples. Right now, these are the loops that I have on these pads. I'm gonna jump into my sampler and I'm gonna go to off. I'm gonna put that in. I'm gonna leave it on slice mode. Well, first I gotta listen to my sample, see what it sounds like, and we'll go from there. I'm gonna sample this on slice mode. If you guys haven't seen that video, I'll leave a link somewhere right here. I'm gonna leave it on slice mode because this song is pretty easy to chop up. All right, so I'm just gonna name that sample, do it, create it, go to main, and I'm gonna put that sample on my track 2. So I wanna go to my drum program, go to sample, the program that I just created, and let me play that back and listen to my chops. So we'll go from the start. I gotta fix this chop up because it started way too early. So I'm gonna go to sample edit, and I'm gonna adjust the start of this slice. So right now, all I'm doing, I'm just making sure these slices are tightened up. The start point is where it should be, and it just kind of feels right for me. Oh, that sounds really good. So once I have something going on right here, I like to go to program edit. I go to master. I like to go to my semitones, and I like to pitch it up or down. And whatever sounds good to me, I'll either stick with that. Either if it sounds good, pitched up or pitched down, whatever feels right for me. Oh man, all right. So this is what I do. I'm a mess. When I make music, I'm not organized. I'm just kind of getting my ideas out. I'm not thinking about structure right now. I'm not thinking about the sound quality of anything. I'm just feeling the pads and I'm feeling what I'm listening to. The main thing for me, at least, is once I have these chops, and that's why, again, I like to sample into the MPC using the slice mode, because it's right when I'm done sampling into the MPC, I already have pads ready to go and for me to start using my creativity. And creativity, when it hits you, your initial instincts, it only hits you once. So you better pay attention to that first hit you get and make sure you lay that down on the MPC if you have to, or if you're ready for that. So right now, again, I'm just listening to what I recorded into the MPC. I'm playing it back. I'm trying different variations and see what sounds good to me. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put some drums. I'm going to put some basic, just like a basic drum loop. And then I'm going to actually start performing different, structures for my samples. So I'm going to go to track 1, which that's where I have my drums. Before I go any further, I'm going to name the track. I'm going to name it drums. I do want to be organized in the sense of I want to know where everything's at. So my track 1 is drums, and I ought to make sure it's on my program. It's on the 001, which are my drums. So I'm going to rename that to drums. And I'm going to listen to some of these drum loops and see what would be the closest to whatever I feel. So I like this first one that I have right here. Now, again, I have my session at 85 beats per minute. I wanted to be a little slow because the sample is kind of laid back. So I want to keep it at around 85 beats per minute. I'm not sure if I'm going to go lower. I'm not sure if I'm going to go higher, but I want to put it at 85. These drum loops are not at 85 beats per minute. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to either time stretch it or turn on the warp function on these loops. So what I'm going to do right now on this sample right here, which I like, that I'm about to warp, I hit the warp sample. And right here, this sample, I don't know if you guys can see the name right here, but it shows that is at 90 BPM. First, I have to turn on warp. And it's already at 90 beats per minute, which is good. But if it said something else, I want to make sure I put that to 90 beats per minute. Once that's engaged, I go back to main. And now this should adjust to my master BPM of this session. So if I go up to, 90 beats per minute or 100, is obviously gonna, stretch to whatever beats per minute I'm at. So I'm gonna go back down to 85. And I'm gonna record that loop and just do like 2 bars of that loop. All right, so now that I have a drum break going on, I'm going to listen to the chops that I've made and start performing some ideas, just whatever feels right to me. So let's listen to this. Oh, that's bad. Okay, I think I'm gonna pitch down the sample a little bit more, and I'm gonna try to go down to -2. All right, cool. So that sounds pretty good to me. I could actually even go down to 80 beats per minute. I got a feeling, or I feel like it's a little too sped up. All right, so that actually sounds really good. It feels good to me. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna add some actual one-shots with some drum sounds. I'm gonna go to browse and I'm gonna listen to, or actually you gotta make sure, yeah, I'm on my drum program. Go to browse, go to my samples, and let's look for some one-shots. I like the Marco Polo one shot, so I'm gonna listen to some of these. I'm actually gonna play back the beat and listen to some of these one shots. All right, so I got a couple drum samples, some snares, some hi-hats, some kicks, but actually, I don't know, I wasn't really feeling the kicks. I'm gonna go to my Splice folder, and in Splice, I have so many different sample packs that I've been downloading throughout the time, but there's this specific sample pack right here by Lo-Fi Hip Hop. I think is this one right here, One Shot. There's a kick in here that I really like, I think is this one. All right, so I have a kick and a snare. I'm gonna add that on top of this drum break. You gotta be very careful with this though, because you could have some phasing issues if you're layering a lot of kick drums or snares, any type of drum sounds. You could have some phasing issues and they can flop, or it can sound a little dry. So again, right now on the MPC, all I'm doing right now is just getting my idea, my feeling out. So I'm a little messy. Everything doesn't sound perfect right now, which I will do once I export this beat into the SD card. And then I put the stems, the audio stems into Ableton. And then in Ableton, that's where I start to mix and master and perfect every single hit that I'm doing on the MPC. I'm gonna do some side chaining using the Mother Ducker plugin in the MPC One. So I want that kick that I just added to trigger the sample. And every time that kick hits, I want the sample to kind of duck down. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. Go to main. Right here. Insert. I'm gonna insert Mother Ducker input on the kick. Close. Now I'm gonna go to my sample, go to insert. Again, if you guys want a more detail on how I'm doing this, I'm gonna leave a link somewhere right here showing you guys how I use this sidechain compression. So you guys can check that video out. And let's hear this. You me. All right, so that sounds pretty cool. I'm gonna now add some bass to this beat. I'm gonna go to track 3, name that bass. I'm gonna add another program, and this is gonna be bass. Now I'm gonna go to browse while this program is selected, and I'm gonna look for some bass. Now with the bass, I'm not sure if this is gonna be in tune. I'm not sure what key this is in. I'm not a musician, so I'm gonna just play it by ear. I'm gonna try to listen to whatever bass hit is the closest to the sample. So I'm gonna play back the sample and listen to different bass hits and see what sounds good. All right, so I got a few bass hits right here. I'm gonna go to program edit, go to one shot, make sure these are all on note on. Oh. I want to make sure they're on note on, so only when I hit the pad, there's gonna get triggered, and when I let go of it, it'll stop. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play back the beat. I'm gonna find the closest bass hit that's matching the song's key, and any fine adjustment that I need to do to it, I'm gonna go ahead and use this semitone and fine tune right here, and just adjust these two till it sounds pretty close to the sample. Whoa, this one actually sounds good the way it is already. I don't think I need to do much to it. So I like this one right here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select this bass or this pad, which is pad 5. I'm gonna go to 16 levels and turn that on. I'm gonna put the key or the original pad, set that to pad 6. Hit close. Now I have all that same bass note on all 16 pads. So now I'm gonna play back the sample or the beat, and I'm gonna do some type of performance or come up with a sequence for the bass. I'm also going to add the sidechain compression to the bass. So I'm going to go right here, go to insert one, right there, select that, listen to that. You make me All right, so that's pretty much it right there. It sounds okay. There's obviously some stuff that I need to clean up that don't sound too good for me. What I'm gonna do is real quick, I'm just going to grab that drum break and add EQ to that drum break to add a little bit more of sauce to that, so it kind of stands out a little bit more. So what I'll do is I'm gonna go to track mix, go to insert, and they actually have some pretty cool EQs right here. I haven't messed with all of them, but they have this 4-band EQ, which is good enough for me. Here you have your parameters. I'm gonna add a little bit of high end to this. The frequency, I'm gonna go up to about 6,000 kilohertz. Leave the Q right there, go up. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. All right, that sounds pretty cool. That's in my sequence one. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna create like an intro, drops into the verse, and just kind of like structure it a little bit better. Again, you can do this in Ableton or whatever DAW you're using as soon as you export each individual track as separate stems. Me, I prefer to do it there, but I'll still do it here right now just so I can show you guys how I'll do the intro and then a verse. I'm gonna go to the sequence area. I'm gonna hit this pencil, go to copy sequence. I'm gonna copy sequence one into sequence two. I can name it something else. I'm gonna name sequence two verse. Hit do it and hit do it. So now if I go to main, I'm on sequence two, which is verse, but on sequence one will be my intro. So on this sequence, I can go to pad mix or pad mute. I can mute the drums and the bass and just let the sample play. And then I can go ahead and hit verse 2, copy it to verse 3 or sequence 3. I want to name this, I don't know, 2, hit do it. And on this one right here, I can actually go to my sample. Where are you at? Oh, yeah, right here on my samples. And I can change this up a bit, just so I can, this is not the same thing looping over and over. I'm going to cut. I'm going to get rid of what I had, and I'm going to do a different performance. I can go now to copy, and I'm going to name this chorus or a hook. Hit do it, and go to main. I'm on a hook. So right here, I'll do the same thing. I'll select all these notes right here. Shift, cut. And now right here, I'll do the hook and I'll see what I can come up with. Go back to my verse. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it. I'm going to stop right there. Usually I would stop right there. I have my drums, my sample, the bass, just a few little extra things that I listen to. I enjoy making these type of beats. I have fun doing it this way. Again, doesn't mean that you guys have to do it like this. This is just the way I do it. If you guys have a different way of doing it, that's totally fine. Once I'm done with this, I export all these tracks, individual stems, into the SD card, import that into my computer, and then I start mixing and fixing up clicks and pops that I'm listening to within my speakers. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this beat, and also thank you guys for tuning in. I hope this came out as good as I think it sounds. I'll listen to it. I'm going to listen to it later, and hopefully this is as good as it sounds to me right now. So thank you guys so much. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. I'll catch you guys on our next video. Peace.